going to notice that a lot of food these days comes in packaging of some sort. And in that packaging will be a table that looks a little bit like this. Here you're going to see a few things. Often at the top is calories or kilojoules, which again, I've said, it's getting a bit repetitive, but hopefully it's sinking in. That represents how much energy is in the food, as I explained before. As a general rule, 4 kilojoules equals 1 calorie, so now you can convert them. The recommended daily intake, as I said before, is around 1800 to 2500 calories a day, or about 8000 kilojoules a day. Obviously, if you want to lose weight, then you have to have less than this. Then you're going to see underneath that fats, proteins and carbohydrates. As I explained before, there are good fats like polyunsaturated and monounsaturated fats as a general rule, and bad fats like trans fats, and questionable fats like saturated fats, and they'll often be listed underneath fats in little subheadings. For carbs, there are good carbs and generally poor carbs. The simpler the carbohydrate, the closer it is to pure sugar. A nutrition table will generally list total carbohydrates and total sugar, and the difference between these two will be the more complex healthy carbohydrates, but they may not list that. For example, if there are 10 grams of carbohydrates and it says there are 3 grams of sugar, that means there are 7 grams of complex carbohydrates. Now you may not be able to avoid sugar, but you want to keep it to a minimum, but the complex carbohydrates are generally fine. Underneath this, you'll see some minerals and vitamins if there are any. This might be naturally occurring in the food or added to the food after processing. And you will know this if you read the ingredients, which we'll go through in the next video. Some of the key minerals to be aware of are sodium. Sodium is a type of salt, which when combined with chloride is sodium chloride, otherwise called table salt. There is some debate over this, but generally it is recommended to keep your salt intake in moderation to avoid having too much, as it can cause various health problems like high blood pressure. The other key thing to note on nutrition tables is you will see 2 columns. One will give you the amount per serving and the other per 100 grams. Now, different foods have different serving sizes. This is a real tricky way that foods appear lower calorie than they really are, because they're making a serving size much smaller than you would actually eat. I prefer to look at the other column, which is per 100 grams, because then when you pick up 2 foods, you can compare accurately per 100 gram versus per 100 gram, and you get a more accurate idea of where those calories are hiding. It's helpful to look at these nutrition tables for everything you eat that is packaged, because the more you look at them, the quicker you'll get, and the faster you can assess if a food is healthy or not. You'll notice that really healthy foods like vegetables, fruits, nuts, seeds, spices, they don't have nutrition tables. And to me, that's the biggest indicator you should be eating it. Is it not packaged, it's not processed, it's just real whole food, full of protein, full of healthy fats, full of complex carbohydrates and packed with vitamins and minerals. Often I say to my patients, if it comes with a nutrition table, it probably isn't nutritious. But sometimes we can't avoid processed food. So hopefully now you understand exactly how to assess it.